Hello and welcome to my new YouTube channel. Okay, and here we go. My name is EBEZA, and obviously I'm going to be a gaming channel as my name is EBEZA Plays Games. So on screen now is how you spell my name. It's pronounced EBEZA if you actually care. So my channel isn't just going to be a Pokemon channel. Obviously my first video here is a Pokemon Red run through, and it's heavily edited. You can see, you know, when I walk through a doorway I end up coming out of another one and stuff like that. You know, just to skip out all the boring bits really. The only bits I want to include, I mean, beating the gym leaders in the Elite Four and catching my 6 Pokemon for my team. Now, speaking of my team, the first thing I want to talk about is giving you guys a little bit of a minor incentive to subscribe. I'm going to choose one of my subscribers who can answer a very simple question correctly to be my rival on my next series of videos, which will be a fully interactive Pokemon Red walkthrough. And when I say fully interactive, I mean just that. Some channels ask for suggestions of who people think they could, you know, they should use and stuff like that, and they may use 1 or 2 of them, but basically they do their own walkthrough, maybe with a bit of outside contribution from their viewers. What I want to do is not really have any input on it. I just want to play the game the way you suggest that I do. So with that in mind, the incentive for subscribing, that's the word, incentive, is I want you to try and figure out the theme of my team. So I'm going to catch 6 Pokemon. Squirtle is not part of my main team. He's going to be put in the box. And I'm just going to play with Ekans and Arbok and what have you from now on. So it will already have evolved to Arbok by the time I fight Misty. Magic Doorway, that. Okay, but I want you to guess the theme of my team. So leave a comment of why you think I've chosen the 6 Pokemon I have. Not, you know, obviously you can see which 6 Pokemon but see if you can figure out why those 6. There is a theme, there is a sort of pattern to that team, there's a reason it's those 6. And if you know, then please leave a comment, but please remember to do 2 things as well, which is subscribe to the channel and make your subscriptions public on YouTube, or at least so I can see. I don't know how the settings quite work, but that way, when I click on your name, when you leave a correct guess as a comment, I can see that you've subscribed to me and enter you into the draw, because I'm only going to enter subscribers, because obviously early on, what do our YouTube channels want? They want more subscribers, so there's a little minor incentive. The winner will be picked out of a hat and you will be my rival for the interactive walkthrough. You don't have to do anything, I'll just be using whatever name you want to give to my rival that represents you. So the second Pokemon, obviously this is a wild Pokemon encounter, so I'm obviously going to catch it, is Oddish. So I'm going to catch Oddish, so now my team is going to be Arbok and Vileplume. So if you've got any theories of why I've got those 2, then leave a comment. If you want to leave it a little bit longer and see what else I catch, then go right ahead. Now the next question is obviously on a Pokemon Let's Play, or a Pokemon walkthrough, there's obviously a big decision you have to make on every edition except for Yellow, which is your starter Pokemon. So on Yellow you're given a Pikachu, but on Red you're given a choice of 3 Pokemon: Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. Okay, and I want you guys to vote in the comments again on which one you would prefer me to use. So just leave a comment saying Charmander, leave a comment saying Squirtle, leave a comment saying Bulbasaur, whichever one is your favourite. And if you don't want to leave a separate comment, if you feel, well, I've already commented for that competition to be his rival, just like someone else's comment that said Charmander, or like someone's comment that said Squirtle, or like someone's comment that said Bulbasaur, or thumbs up. I will count all thumbs up as a vote as well. So if you're adamant you want me to use Charmander, for example, go and thumbs up every comment that says Charmander, and that's of no benefit to me. That's just I genuinely want to pick the Pokemon that's the most popular. So yeah, go right ahead and do that and vote now. Okay, and as you can see, I also caught a Mankey, and that wasn't just to teach it dig to take out Surge. Primeape is one of my main Pokemon as well. So there's 3: Arbok, Vileplume, and Primeape, and now I'll be catching a Growlithe. So there's Pokemon number 4 revealed is going to be Arcanine. Alright, so if you've got any ideas why I've got those 4, leave a comment, and also leave a comment on which starter you'd like me to like next time through. Now I will be doing other games, not just Pokemon games, so if Pokemon isn't quite your cup of tea, or if you don't think you could cope with another channel on YouTube just posting Pokemon videos, never fear, you know, there will be other content being uploaded, and it won't just be Let's Plays or walkthroughs either. There will be things like footage from online gameplay if something funny happens, or little challenges that me and my friends might set each other on games, or what other sort of thing, Easter eggs and things like that, you know, things you might not know about in every game, you know, little secret things. So you know, even if you're not a fan of Let's Plays, there will be other content as well. There's going to be a lot of Let's Play to begin with, but that's par for the course, really, with what I'm doing. Now, you may have just noticed I picked up my 5th Pokemon from the coin exchange, which was Scyther, so there's my 5th Pokemon. And another thing you may have noticed is up until this gym leader battle, I now have 4 badges, I believe. Yeah, 4 badges, and I haven't taken a single hit on any of the 4 badges. Alright, and that was a little bit of a mini mission I set myself. However, it doesn't quite go to plan with Koga, but it goes very interestingly nonetheless, so I decided to leave it in rather than trying to redo the battle with my primate, maybe leveled up a little bit more. So I was lucky there. Muck didn't attack. He tried using Disable, which is a rubbish move in Generation 1. It's not that great any other generation, but it's rubbish in Generation 1. But I one-hitted both of his Coughings, and then out comes his mighty Weezing, which I'm a massive fan of Weezing. It's a brilliant Pokemon. So he tried using Toxic, but I dodged it by using Dig. And then he used Self-Destruct on a Pokemon 2 levels lower than him. And I survived with 4 health and leveled up, which to me was a pretty awesome ending to that battle, so I left it in. So Koga's the only person so far to have done any damage to me whatsoever. Now, the other thing, oh, here I go catching my final Pokemon, my 6th and final Pokemon, Electabuzz. So I now have revealed, and I used the Master Ball here because I'm not doing a catch 'em all, so I just decided to use it. I've now revealed my entire team is Arbok, Vileplume, Primeape, Growlithe, Scyther, and Electabuzz. Had a bit of a mental block there. So if you think you can explain why I've picked those 6, then go right ahead. Alright, and have a guess, and remember to subscribe. Now, the other thing is, me and my friends have already sort of arranged this for some time later in the year. We will be having a Pokemon Stadium tournament. So first generation rules. So I will be off screen grinding this team up to level 100. So I'll be entering a team, and also your interactive team that you guys pick. As I do my interactive walkthrough, will be entered in. I will grind that up to level 100 off screen as well, and hey presto, we will have a bit of a tournament, and some of my friends will be entering their own teams in as well, so that should be interesting, and we'll be having that on Pokemon Stadium, so it'll be in glorious 3D, which will be good. Now, the last thing I wanted to just very quickly cover is, as I said, I'm not just a Pokemon channel. I do love the old Pokemon games especially, but I'm not just a Pokemon channel, I'm a general gaming channel. So I want to know what you guys think could be my next game to upload something to do with. And I've kind of got a list of ones I'd like to work with, so I'll just run through those and you can leave a comment on which one would be your favourite. So first of all, I'm a massive fan of the Grand Theft Auto series, have been since GTA 1 came out, in all honesty. The only Grand Theft Auto series game for a main console, a home console, not a handheld, that I've not had, has been London, and I still want to get London 1969 because it still sounds like it was an amazing game, so I want to try that. But with that bearing in mind, I want to start possibly from GTA 3 as the longest to go one for now. I might do an older one sometime in the future, but for now I'd be looking at doing Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, GTA 4, even GTA 5 maybe, so maybe vote for one of those if you're a fan of Grand Theft Auto. The other games I'd be interested in doing, I really enjoyed Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. So not the recent Need for Speed games, they're not underground anymore. I'm not such a big fan anymore, but I really enjoyed those games. I think the series just got a little bit old for me. It's nothing against the games, I'm not a massive fan personally. But if you want to see a throwback to one of those 2 games, then, vote in the comments below. There's also the Tony Hawk's Underground games. Now, I'm probably one of the few gamers on planet Earth who wasn't really into the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games on the PlayStation, but I really enjoyed the Underground series. So if you want to see me play Underground 1 or Underground 2, leave a comment below. There's also the wrestling games. So I've been a massive fan of the wrestling games. They got me into gaming. It was WWF Warzone, which isn't that long ago, but it's a good while now, I suppose. So I'm not one of these that played the SNES and stuff like that, but I got into gaming through WWF Warzone for the PlayStation 1. So I'm not going to go that far back, but maybe back to SmackDown vs Raw. So any main console wrestling game since SmackDown vs Raw. So that's SmackDown vs Raw, or 06 or 07 or 08 or 09 or 10 or 11 or WWE 12 or 13, or there's the new one, WWE 2K14. Any of those I'd be very happy to make videos for. Just on a topic, going back to the video for a second, I'm now on the Elite Four and I've still not walked out of a battle other than with Koga with any damage having been done, so keep an eye on that, see if I manage to beat the Elite Four. I promise you I don't use any items in between the battles, in the bits I cut out. I don't use any in battle and just cut it out of the video or anything like that. I didn't even take in any items. I sold them all so I could buy enough coins to buy Cyber, in all honesty, and then I just sold them anyway to buy Hyper Beam for my Primeape as well, which I'm not even sure if I use, so that might have been a waste of money, but never mind. So Lapras, Lorella's Lapras is quite a tough customer, so I decided to put it to sleep and then put Electables in because I didn't think I'd one-hit it, and sure enough, even with Thunderbolt and with Stab and with a 6 level advantage, I didn't one-hit it, so that was a good move. Anyway, back to the games I could choose. I also used to be a big fan of FIFA. I'm not such a big fan anymore. I've not bought 13 or 14, so the last one I got was 12. I did play 13 on a friend's PlayStation, but I never got it myself. My favourite, I think, of recent times anyway, was I think FIFA 10. So I might do something with that, and doing it on an older one makes it a bit different from other channels as well. All other channels that feature FIFA, whether they do career mode or online stuff or whatever, do it on the current one. So maybe I could do a career mode on a FIFA 10 or something like that. I forgot to mention on the WWE games, I also have WWE All Stars that I'd be willing to do, which is more of the arcadey one rather than the wrestling sim. Is more of the arcade style. And also Saints Row 4, which for me is one of the more fun series of games in history. Saints Row, I really enjoy them. Some people say they're a bit too daft, but I think they're just right. I think they're hilarious, basically. As you noticed then, I took a bit of damage on my Vileplume, but I recovered it before the end of the battle using Mega Drain, so I'm still not going to walk out of this battle with Bruno with any damage having been done. So yeah, so vote on your favourite game from the ones I just said as well. So if you heard one that you thought, oh yeah, I'd like to see that, or I really like that game, let's see what EBEZA does with that, then, you know, go ahead, leave a comment below. So there's a few things you can comment on from this video, but that's what I want. I want it to be interactive. I want to hear what you guys want, and I want to mould the channel around what people want, instead of just doing what I want and hoping people like it. I think it'd be better if I'm actually trying to please you guys. So Agatha doesn't present a problem to my Primeape. Now Primeape may not be your first choice to go in against essentially a ghost trainer, but I think of him more as a poison trainer, and Primeape has Dig, and he also had Rock Slide to deal with Golbat, so she's pretty easy, and he's a pretty fast Pokemon as well once you've trained him up. Primeape is he's a monkey, you know, monkeys are pretty fast, so he's you know, he's very handy. The fact that he's outspeeding a level 60 Gengar, you know, he's only 3 levels higher and he's outspeeding it, you know, Gengar's a really fast Pokemon. Now, a few people, and Lance is the perfect time to talk about this actually, might complain in the comments. You might already have, and you might, you know, feel a little bit silly now. Be screaming, oh, hacks, how does that Pokemon have that move? You know, you've cheated, you've used a Game Shark, you've hacked the game, whatever. I haven't. What I've done is, the reason Lance is a good example is because my Electables has Ice Punch, which you can't learn in first gen, I admit that. However, he can learn it from a TM in Gold, Silver and Crystal. So all I did was I traded him into Gold, and taught him the TM, and then trading him back. And the same with Arbok with Headbutt, I think, and Vileplume has Flash as well. And also the fact that I have 2 Pokemon with Mega Drain, well, one of them was just Mega Drain that I earned on Pokemon Blue. So I haven't duplicated any items, I haven't exposed any glitches, I haven't cheated, I haven't used a Game Shark, I've genuinely put the work in. So even if it's not possible on one cartridge, I've just been doing trading between cartridges to make it possible to have the moveset that I would like on this team. And the moveset was chosen by a friend of mine called Lorenzo, and he's on a website called allexperts.com in the Pokemon section. So if you have any questions about raising a team on pretty much any generation, he's your guy, and I will put a link to his All Experts page in the description. Alright, so I'm getting right near the end now. And I'm lucky Alakazam didn't attack there because I didn't really have a recovery move on Arcanine. But still dealt with him pretty swiftly there. Rhydon's not going to give me any trouble with Vileplume with my stab plus my 4 times bonus. That does 6 times base damage. And he's got a rubbish special stat anyway, so that's perfect. Again, 6 times damage to his Gyarados plus a 3 level advantage. He's not standing up to that. Then his levels are starting to catch up now, so I haven't just over leveled the Elite Four. I haven't grinded my levels up to level 100 and then just walked through. I've done this strategically, and I was quite proud of how I got through the Elite Four without really taking a long-lasting hit. I took a hit off Bruno, but I gained it back with Mega Drain, and since that, I've not really taken a hit. I got a bit lucky against Blue with the critical hits. I think I got about 4 against him, but that's what you get for having fast Pokemon on Generation 1, because it's based on the speed stat. So anyway, here's my Hall of Fame team, and you won't have seen all of these during the Hall of Fame, because I didn't need them. But there's Electabuzz. And this is my team that you can guess the theme as well in the comments below. Vileplume is the second Pokemon. Arbok, I didn't use in the Elite Four, but you saw him earlier in the videos. Scyther, I didn't really use on video very much at all, actually, but he was very handy fighting through various caves and what have you. Primeape, and my superstar Pokemon, my highest level, was Arcanine. Over the course of it, I saw 131, I think that just said, and caught 25 Pokemon, and it took me 33 in-game hours to complete, which is quite slow, but I was grinding up to make sure I had a fairly easy job. So leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Guess the theme of the team if you want to be my rival, and subscribe. Pick my starter Pokemon and pick my next game. And that is all for me, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you back at my next video in a couple of days.